Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 post Apba Bats League game coming at you, and we got the first of a 4-game series between the Milwaukee Brewers and Florida Marlins. To lead it off for the visiting Brewers, playing second base is Vina. Batting second and playing shortstop is Yount. Batting third, playing third base is Molitor. Batting fourth, playing first base is Fielder. Batting fifth, playing right field is Yelich. Batting sixth, playing left field is Braun. Batting seventh, playing center field is Ogilvy. And batting eighth, doing the catching is Nielsen. And on the mound, batting ninth is Teddy HIGUERA. Now let's check out the hometown Florida Marlins. Leading off, playing second base is Gordon. Batting second, playing third is Prado. Batting third, playing shortstop is Ramirez. Batting fourth, playing center field is Stanton. Batting fifth, playing right field is Sheffield. Batting sixth, playing first base is Millar. Batting seventh, playing left field is Conine. Batting eighth and doing the catching is Johnson. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is Alvarez. Let's get down here to the game and get this started, folks. And you see the team comparisons. Milwaukee's 1-1 with a 272 average, 342 on base percentage, slugging 573 with a 915 OPS. The Florida Marlins are 1-2 with a 267 average, on base percentage of 336, slugging 527, and an OPS of 862. To lead it off for the Brewers is excuse me,
Vina.
is Fernando Vina, and he's looking for his first hit of the year. Vina has no homers and no RBIs, and Alvarez's first start of the year in 2014, he was 12-7 with a 2.65 ERA. And here's the first pitch, and that's going to be a fly ball out the center field. Stanton's got it for out number one. So one out here in the top of the first. And Rockin' Robin Yount's up now. And Yount's batting 250 with a homer and 4 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And that's going to be an error on Gordon. An E4. And Yount's aboard here with one out for Paul Molitor. And Paul is batting 375 with a homer and an RBI. Here's to pitch the ball. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0 pitch to him. If he do something with it, he sure does. He drives that ball into right field. That's going to be a 1-out double. And Sheffield's out there with a decent arm. But Yount's got great speed. Let's see if he's going to try to score with 1 out here. 33 plus 16, 25. That's going to be a 51 or lower. He's going to try to score on this double, 51 or lower. And he's in there safely. So Molitor with a RBI double. And it's 1-0. And the error comes back to bite him in the butt. Now you got Prince Fielder up with a runner down in second. And 1 out. And Fielder's looking for his first base hit of the year. He's 0 for 5, no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Alvarez strikes out Fielder for out number 2. And Christian Yelich is up now. And he's batting 250 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Gordon. This time he makes the play. Fires over the first, but his error cost the Marlins a run. The Brewers won. The Marlins coming up to bat. And speaking of Gordon, he'll lead it off here for the Marlins. And as you see the team comparisons, Milwaukee 1-1 with 11 runs and 6 homers. And Florida 20 runs, 2 homers, and been caught stealing twice. D. Gordon is batting .500 on the year, no homers and no RBIs. And Teddy Higuera, this is his first appearance of the year in 1988. He was 16-9 with a 2.45 ERA. Here's the pitch to Gordon, and that's going to be a ground ball down the Molitor. He fires over to first for out number 1. And Martin Prado's up, and he's batting .231 with no homers and 2 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the route. 2 ground balls, 2 quick outs. And that'll bring up Hanley Ramirez. And Ramirez is batting .231 with no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Teddy strikes him out. Marlins go down in order. The Brewers take a 1-0 lead into the top of the second. Braun, Ogilvie, and Nielsen do up. Ryan Braun's batting .444 with no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Molitor to Prado. Prado's up with it, fires over to first to Millar. And that'll be out number 1. You see the Brewers' upcoming schedule. They got 3 more games here in Florida. Then they go home to take on the Nationals. Ben Ogilvie's up looking for his first base hit of the year. He's 0 for 4 in the season. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Sheffield for out number 2. And here's David Nielsen. And he is looking for his first base hit of the year. He's 0 for 4 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a rare play, a 36 and a 45. And that is going to be hit back to the mound. I'll have to re-roll some dice here. 33 and a 2 should be fielding column 1, and it is. And Alvarez makes a nice play, throws over to first. They get him, and that'll end the inning. The Brewers go down in order. We go to the bottom of the second. You got Stanton due up here, Sheffield, and Kevin Millar. Big boys up. And Stanton is batting .500 with no homers and 2 RBIs. And you see the team comparisons here. Milwaukee with 17 strikeouts, 10 walks, 13 doubles. The Marlins 28 strikeouts, 14 walks, and 12 doubles. And that's going to be a 9 against the lefty and 8. And that's going to be popped up down the second for out number 1, still in the dirt.
Vina.
And Vina makes a nice catch. And that's going to bring up Mr. Gary Sheffield, batting .200 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Gary strikes out. Teddy's second strikeout of the game. And Kevin Millar comes up now. Kevin's batting .400 with a homer and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. Kevin's going to walk on down to first with 2 outs. And Jeff Conine comes to the plate, batting .333 with no homers and an RBI. Here's the pitch to Jeff. Excuse me. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 17. And that is going to be a base hit in the right field. And Kevin's speed, he's going to stop at second. Even with 2 outs, I believe, here. Yeah. 51, yeah, he's going to stop at second. Not going to get thrown out at third. And that's going to bring up Johnson, the catcher, batting a .167 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that's going to be a nice play down there by Yount. He gets to the ball and deep in the hole. He fires over to first, and that'll end the inning. He just took a base hit and probably an RBI away from Johnson. We go to the top of the third. It's still 1-0 Milwaukee. Teddy will be leading off, and then we'll back to the top of the order in Vina and Yount. Teddy, his first plate appearance of the year. And that's going to be a ground ball back to his counterpart Alvarez over to first for out number 1. We're back to the top of the order. And Vina is 0 for 1. He flew out in the first. And that's going to be another fly ball. This one out to Sheffield for out number 2. And Yount's up now. And he's got the RBI. He reached on an error rather and came around to score on the RBI double. And that's going to be a base on ball. So Yount's aboard again for the second time. Let's see if Paul Molitor can deliver again. He hit that RBI double. He's 1 for 1 back in the first. And that's going to be against the righty, 13 and an 11. Yeah, 13 and an 11. It's going to be a single in the right field. And Yount probably will get down to third here. Let's see. 50. 33. Slim pickings here. And they're not even going to make the throw. So it's going to be a single in the right. And a runner will get down to third. We got first and third, 2 outs now. And let's see what Mr. Prince Fielder can do here with 2 outs and a runners on the corners. Fielder is 0 for 1. He struck out back in the first. Still looking for that elusive first base hit of the year. And he gets it, folks. He squares this one up. And the wall bangers are banging because that's going to be a double in the deep center field. And Paul Molitor is going to score with no throw. I can tell you that. 71, is that what it is? Yeah, 71. Even with Stanton's great arm out there. That'll be no throw. That ball was out there in that corner area. So that's a 2 RBI double for Fielder. And that puts the Brewers up 3-0. And now Christian Yelich is up with a runner in scoring position and 2 down. And Yelich is 0 for 1. He grounded out in the first. And Christian's going to ground out again. And again, it's down to Gordon. He fires over to first, but the damage was done. The 2-run double by Fielder makes it 3-0. So we go to the bottom of the third. Alvarez, and then we're back to the top of the order in Gordon and Prado. Alvarez looking for his first plate appearance of the year. And in 2014, he batted 193. Not bad. No homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Teddy strikes him out for out number 1. His third strikeout of the game. And D. Gordon comes up. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out in the first. And that's going to be another grounder. This one down the Fielder. He takes it himself for out number 2. And it's up to Prado to get on base here. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out in the first. And that's going to be a 2-out walk. Don't want to be doing that. That brings up Ramirez here with a runner down at first and 2 outs. And Ramirez struck out back in the first. And that's going to be a swing and a miss again. So Teddy's got Ramirez's number here early in the game. 2 strikeouts. They strand 1 to the top of the fourth we go. Braun, Ogilvie, and Nilsson. Ryan's 0 for 1. He grounded out in the second. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. And Jeff Conine's not that great of a fielder out there. 33 and a 1 is probably going to be fielding column 3, and barely fielding column 3, and that's going to be a single. And Ryan Braun's going to get the second on the air. So you got a runner down at second and nobody out. That's the second error of the game for these Marlins. The first one bit them in the butt, came around the score in the first. Now you got Ben Ogilvie up. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to right back in the second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. 53 and a 4. And that's going to be fielding column 3. And that's going to get the runner down the third. And he play Prado's Gots over to first. Now the runner is 90 feet away. And they're going to have to bring the infield in for David. Or do they walk him, set up the double play with Teddy up? I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to intentionally walk him. That's going to set up the double play first and third and bring Teddy up. So they're going for the double play now. The defense is back. Teddy's 0 for 1. He grounded out the first back in the third. Back to the mound, rather. And that's going to be base on balls. And now there's Brewers everywhere. And Vina's up. You got Braun down at third. Nielsen down at second. And Teddy down at first. What can Fernando do? He's 0 for 2. He's flown out twice. And not this time. He squares it up, folks. And this might be good night to Irene here. And that's going to be a double in the left center field. Does it clear the bases is the question. So 42. You don't want your pitcher getting thrown out or hurt. 42 and a 39. He's going to stop at third. So it's going to be a 2 RBI double. And you still got runners on second and third. And only one out. And that's going to force them to bring the infield in. And let's see here. Is that going to be it for Alvara? And I believe it is. Let's see who they're going to go to out here in the bullpen. He can't get out of the fourth inning. It's 5-0. Wait a second here. I want to see one thing here. Because some of them runs are probably unearned. Yeah, he's going to stay in. He's going to stay in the game for now. His defense is letting him down. They're going to give him a chance to get out of this mess. The infield's in, Yount's up. He's walked and reached on an error and came around the score both times. And that's going to be not good at all for the Marlins. That is going to be a 17 and a 10. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. And that might clear the bases. Let's see here, a 50. That'd be a 42. Conine's got a hell of an arm out there, though. And he's going to stop at third. No use getting thrown out here when they're peppering them to death. So now you got runners on the corners. And still only one out. Paul MILWAUKEE is up. And it is now 6-0 as the Brewers are bashing the ball. And Paul, speaking of bashing, is 2 for 2 with an RBI double and a single in the third. And there you go, folks. That ball's hit the deep center field. And Stanton gets to it again. That rolls out to the corner. It's like it has a magnet out there in that 436 mark. So that's going to be a 56. minus a 36 plus 16. And there ain't even going to be a throw. So Paul Molitor with the bases clear and double. And it's 8-0, and that is it now. I probably let him in too long, but their bullpen ain't much of a bullpen. So Henderson's comes out of the game, can't make it through the 4th inning. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch. Sure, they're going to have to piece this together. Is the problem. Their bullpen is not much at all. What we got coming up here? Got 2 lefties and a righty. So Dunn's going to come out of the bullpen, the lefty. Try to get him out of this mess. So Michael Dunn comes out of the bullpen. He'll be facing Fielder now with a runner down at second and still only 1 out. And this has been a 5-run inning, folks. Remember the big error cost him. Should be 2 outs. Fielder's 1 for 2 with an RBI double, 2 RBI double. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Jeff. He makes the catch for out number 2. And Christian's up now. And he's 0 for 2. He might be one of the few Brewers without a hit. He's grounded out the second twice. And that's not going to be without a hit now against the lefty. That'll be a 23. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone. He turns on this one, folks. Home run, Kristen Yelich. Turn out the lights. The party's over. Oh, you go to bed. It is now 10-0. A 7-run 4th inning has put this game to bed. And now you got Ryan Braun 1 for 2. He is single back in the 4th. Came around the score, and that's a base on balls. These poor Marlins. It's going to be rough for them, folks. They've got 1 win on the year. If they can win 63 games, I'll be surprised. Ben Ogilvy's 0 for 2 today. And against the lefty, that'll be a 17. And that is going to be another hit, an infield hit for Big Ben. And now you got first and second. Sorry, that was a ground ball down the short. I messed that up. Glad I relooked. 17, because he'll be a 17. It's a ground ball down the short, and that will end the inning. Sean joins us here in this blowout. So ground ball down the short finally gets the inning over, but not until the Brewers add 7. Take a 10-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th. And now you got Stanton, Sheffield, and Millar do up the big boys. They got a lot of work to do. Here's the pitch to Stanton, and that's going to be a swing and a miss, and Teddy's not fooling around with a 10-run lead. He's coming right at him. Brings up Gary Sheffield now. He struck out back in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. Like I say, Teddy's firing the ball in there now. That's his 6th strikeout of the game. Can Kevin put wood on the ball? He walked back in the 2nd. And he's going to walk again. So Kevin isn't swinging at those pitches out of the strike zone. And that brings up Jeff Conine now with a runner down at first. And 2 outs. And Jeff's got the only hit of the ball game for Florida. He's 1 for 1, single back in the 2nd. And he pounds this one, folks. Yes, ball is high. This ball is far. This ball is out of here. Jeff Conine turns on this one, folks. Hits it in the left field bleachers, and it's a 10-2, good buddy. And now you got Mr. Johnson up. And Charles is 0 for 1. He grounded out in the second. And that's going to be against the lefty, an 18. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field. Ben's got it for out number 3. But the 2-run homer gets the Marlins on the board. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 10-2, good buddy, Brewers. You got Nielsen, HIGUERA, and Vina due up here. See Florida's upcoming schedule. They got 3 more games here against the Brewers, and then they go on the road to take on the Phillies. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Conine. He makes the catch for out number 1. And here's Teddy. And Teddy is 0 for 1. He did walk and came around the score back in the 4th. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Teddy out for out number 2. And Vina's up now. And he's 1 for 3. He's doubled and drove in 2 runs in the 4th. And that's going to be a base on balls. He trots on down the 1st. And Yount's up now. And Robin is 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the 4th. He's actually reached base all 3 times. Scored twice. He's reached on an error, walked, and single. And that ball is launched. He might be scoring all 4 times here, folks. He might do it on his own. That's going to be a double in the right field. And with 2 outs, that should score Fernando easily. Let's see here. Yep, he's going to score with no throw. And now I get one of those 2 runs right back. And it is now 11-2. And Rockin' Robin is rocking the day. And so's this guy, Paul Molitor. He is a perfect 3 for 3 with 2 doubles, 3 RBIs on the game. And they say, we don't want no part to him. They walk him down the 1st. And Mr. Fielder comes to the plate now, 1st and 2nd. And 2 outs. Fielder's 1 for 3 with 2 RBI double in the 3rd. And that's going to be a base on balls. Mike Dunn is just walking himself into a mess here. Base is full of Brewers. Nowhere to put Christian at. He's 1 for 3 with a homer in this game already. Can he hit a granny? That was a 2-run shot back in the 4th. And that's going to be against the lefty. 23 on a 11. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And the Brewers just keep pounding them. And Molitor's going to score with no problem. Will Fielder get down the 3rd? That is the question. 60 minus 33. 33. He's going to try 33. Matter of fact, they're not even going to throw. They're going to let him get the 3rd. So that's a 2 RBI single for Christian. And it's 1st and 3rd. And this game is ugly, folks. Ugly. And Dunn's staying in because he's supposed to lead off the bottom of the 5th. And they're not going to burn through pitchers that quickly. And here's Ryan Braun. He's 1 for 2. He is singled. Came around to score back in the 4th. And that's going to finally end the inning. Dunn strikes him out. But 3 more runs. It's 13-2. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. And that'll be it for Michael Dunn. He gets lit up just like Alvarez. They don't have any more lefties in the bullpen. So let's decide now who's going to come in here. We'll decide now so I don't have to fart around with it later.
Alfonseca.
And I think it's going to be Alfonseca is going to come in the game, the pitch. Now we got to decide who's going to come off the bench here and bat against the lefty. And Castillo's going to come off the bench. They need base runners in the worst way, that's for sure. And there's Luis. And he is batting .273 on the year with no homers and 2 RBIs. Can he get on base here? You got Gordon and Prado to follow. And that's going to be against the lefty. 21 and a 9. That's going to be a ground ball down the pole. He makes a nice play, fires over the first. Everything's coming up Brewers here, folks. Marlins can't buy any luck. So there's one down. Now Gordon's up. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 16. And that is going to be popped up down the second. Fernando makes the catch out in shallow right field for out number 2. And Prado's up now. And he's 0 for 1. He's walked and grounded out. And that's going to be against the lefty. That's going to be a first base hit for Martin today. That's an infield hit. So the Marlins got 1 on with 2 outs for Ramirez. And Hanley is 0 for 2. He struck out twice against Teddy. And that's going to be a ground ball. He finally makes contact. Younts up with it, fires over to first. And the Marlins strand 1 to the top of the 6th we go. And we'll have to bring in
Alfonseca.
Alfonseca's got to come in the game now. So get him in the game. And we're going to just put him in the 9 hole. And he'll be facing the bottom third of the order, Ogilvy, Nielsen, and HIGUERA. This is his 2nd appearance of the year. No record and a 9 ERA. And Ben is 0 for 3 today. And that's going to be 0 for 4. That's a lazy fly ball out the left. Conan makes the catch for out number 1. And David's up now, and he's 0 for 2. He did walk, came around to score in the 4th. And that's going to be another base on balls. And that brings up Teddy now, and they're going to give him the bunt sign. See if he can bunt him over the second. And that's going to be 2 missed bunt attempts. They're going to keep the bunt sign on. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be laid down. Nice. Nope, that's going to be fouled off, and he strikes out. Teddy doesn't get the job done. Strikes out for out number 2. We're back to the top of the order in Vina. And Vina's 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI double. He's walked and came around to score twice. And that'll do it. That'll be a ground ball down to Kevin. He'll take it himself for out number 3. And now we got the big boys due up here for Florida: Stanton, Sheffield, and Kevin. And George is 0 for 2 today. And he's going to be 0 for 3. That's a lazy fly ball out to Braun for out number 1. And here comes Gary. He's 0 for 2. He struck out twice against Teddy. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Christian. 2 fly balls, 2 outs. And can Kevin Millar get on here? Kevin has walked both times and came around to score one of the 2 runs. And that's going to be another base on balls. Kevin walks for the 3rd time today. That brings up Jeff Conine. His last time up, he homered. 2-run shot back in the 4th. And that's not going to happen. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Teddy gets him this time. To the top of the 7th we go. The top of the order. You got the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up here for Milwaukee. You got Yount, Molitor, and Fielder. Robbins 2 for 3 with a double, 2 RBIs. He scored all 4 times. He's reached base on an error and a walk the other 2 times. And not this time. That's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd for out number 1. And now Paul Molitor's up, and he is a perfect 3 for 3 with a walk, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, and scored 3 times. And he's not stopping here today. That's going to be against righty 13. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Stanton makes a damn nice catch and robs Paul of his 4th hit of the game. So nice play out there by Stanton. Now there's 2 outs. And Fielder's up. He's got a 2 RBI double in the game. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And the Brewers go down in order. We go to the 7th inning stretch and a blowout, 13-2 Brewers. Got the bottom 3rd of the order due up here. Johnson, a pitch hitter, and then back to Gordon. Johnson's 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be a base on balls. Don't want to be walking with a 9-11 run lead. And that'll be it for Alfonso. And now he's going to come out of the bullpen and out of the bench. AJ will probably come on the pitch. And let's see who's going to come out of the dugout here and bat. Like I say, this team's not very deep. That's for sure. They are going to struggle mightily this year.
Ozuna.
Ozuna's going to come out of the dugout. He'll pitch hit. Where is he? Ozuna, where are you? There he is. Ozuna is looking like he's batting .250 on the year, no homers, but he has 3 RBIs, and that's not going to happen. That's a swing and a miss. Teddy strikes him out for out number 1. And that is his 8th strikeout of the game. Gordon's up now. And Gordon is 0 for 3. He's grounded out and pops up. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. And Teddy coming after him here in the 7th. Looks like he wants to finish this game out. Strikeout number 9. And Prado's 1 for 2. He has walked and singled. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Molitor. Well, wait a second. That's going to be a pop-up behind home plate. And that'll win the inning. And the Marlins strand 1. We go to the top of the 8th. It is 13-2. And we got it. A.J. Ramos coming in the game. And this is AJ's second appearance of the year. No record, no ERA. He'll be facing Yelich, Braun, and Ogilvy. Christian is 2 for 4 with a 2-run homer in this game, folks. And that's going to be against a righty. A 16, and that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. George makes a nice catch for out number 1. Ryan Braun's up now. He's 1 for 3 with a walk. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. AJ strikes him out for out number 2. And Ben Ogilvy comes to the plate. He's 0 for 4. And he's going to be 0 for 5. That's back-to-back strikeouts. To the bottom of the 8th we go. You got Ramirez, Stanton, and Sheffield due up. Hanley's 0 for 3. He struck out twice and grounded out. And that's going to be strikeout number 3. Teddy hands him the old hat trick. And that's 10 strikeouts for Teddy in this ball game, folks. And Stanton comes up. He's 0 for 3. He's popped up, struck out, and flown out. That's going to be a ground ball down the Robin. He throws over the fielder for out number 2. And it's up to Sheffield to get something going here in the 8th. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a fly out. And that's going to be another fly ball. Again out the right field. And Christian makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 goes the Marlins. To the top of the 9th we go. And you got David, Teddy, and Fernando due up. And David's 0 for 2, but he has walked twice and came around to score back in the 4th. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. AJ strikes out his 3rd batter of the game. Here comes Teddy. He's going to try to finish this game out. He's 0 for 3 today. But he did walk and came around to score in the 4th. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. And AJ, one of the bright spots in this game, looking good out there for the Marlins. And that'll bring up now top of the order. And Fernando's 1 for 2. Vina has a 2 RBI double. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Prado's got it. 1, 2, 3 goes the Brew Crew. To the bottom of the 9th we go. You got Millar, Conine, and Johnson due up here. Kevin's walked all 3 times, folks. And he doesn't make contact this time either, but that's a swing and a miss. Teddy with his, 11th strikeout. Here's Jeff Conine. He's having a damn good game, one of the few Marlins. He's 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer. That's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd for out number 2. Florida's down to their last out. Can Johnson deliver here and keep this game alive? He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And that's going to be it. And Teddy strikes him out for his 12th strikeout of the game. And finally, the massive fishing with dynamite, folks. They just killed them. Let's take a look here at the box score. The Brewers strike out 12 batters. Teddy did. Sure. That's what the star's for. The Brewers 13 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The Marlins 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 errors. They've pretty productive with the little bit of offense they had. Look at Paul Molitor, 3 for 4. Robin, 2 for 4. And Christian was 2 for 4. You had homers by Christian. And the Brewers, look at that, batting .500 with runners in scoring position. 6 for 12, left 6 men on base. The only bright spot for the Marlins was Jeff Conine. He was 2 for 4 with a homer. They was only 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. Like I say, they made hay when they had the chance. Left 6 men on base. Teddy goes the distance, picks up his first win on 9 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 5 walks, the 12 strikeouts, and the 1 homer. And the Marlins just didn't have it, especially HIGUERA undone. He goes to 0-1 with 3 1/3, 7 hits, 9 runs, 7 of them earned, walked 3, struck out 1. And Mike Dunn comes in 1 2/3, 3 hits, 4 runs, walked 4, struck out 2, and gave up a homer. And the rest of the bullpen did a fine job. Alphonsus, 2 innings, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And AJ Romas comes in 2 innings, 4 strikeouts. Nice job by him. Let's take a look here at the standings and leaderboard in the National League. And the Mets are a half a game up on Atlanta, 2 games up on Washington and Florida, and the Phillies are 2.5 games back. And in the Central, the Pirates are a half a game up on the Brewers, Astros, and Cubs. And Cincinnati and St. Louis are 1 game back. And out west, Giants got a half a game lead on LA. Diamondbacks are game back. The Padres, 1.5 games. And Colorado, 2.5 games back. You got Chris Bryant, Jeff Kent, and Paul Molitor now leading the National League with a .500 batting average. Sammy Sosa with 7 homers and 12 RBIs leading the National League. Of course, the ERA leader right now is at 0. John Rucker with 2 wins. And you got 4 pitchers tied with 2 saves. Sammy Sosa's leading in the MVP voting. John Rucker in the Cy Young. And the next game on this channel is going to be game number 2 of this series. You're going to have Ben Sheets going up against Josh Beckett. Hopefully it's a closer and more entertaining ball game, folks. I want to thank Sean for stopping in today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders. And on your way out, hit that like button. And leave a comment. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care.